about you, but I can't understand a thing those wisps say. I usually just nod.
Excuse me. Forgive the interruption, Elder, but I'm curious. I noticed the day before that you sat in meditation for the whole of the evening, and here you are seated, still unmoved. Elder, what are you pondering upon so vastly?
So thoughtful you are, sister. My thanks for that. And be assured I am well, if that is what concerns you. I am only offering to the goddess prayer, and I'm scribbling a story to tell to my Therashans back in Agenvale.
Oh, I see. So you're a writer then?
Well, yes. You could say such a thing. In fact, would you perhaps be interested in hearing the story I'm currently working on?
Oh, of course. If you don't mind, that is.
Not at all, sister. Please, come and sit. Don't worry. It won't fall, if that's what you're wondering.
I can see that.
So, is that your storybook then?
Oh, indeed it is. I've written many stories within its pages, but this one, the one I'm working on now, it has to be one of my favorites. I call it The Dog and the Bear.
Some sort of Druid philosophy story, I guess.
Oh, perhaps. I do like my riddles, but I will let you be the judge of the story, eh? Now then, I want you to listen carefully, sister, and watch. There was once a village in the mountains where an old dog lived. Surrounding the village was a forest, and the people of the village were always on alert for threats within its trees. One day, a sentry reported seeing a bear in the woods while on patrol. Terrified for their livestock, the villagers rallied together their best hunters to track and to kill this beast before it could do any harm. The old dog, even despite his age, had great experience in tracking, and so he was selected to spearhead the search for this rogue bear. That afternoon, the old dog picked up on the bear's scent, and he ran far ahead of the hunters to find the bear resting under a tree. The dog spoke to this bear and said, "You, bear, why do you roam our forests and threaten our livestock like your kin?" The bear, well, he looked at the dog curiously. He said, "I've not come near your village, dog, nor do I seek to harm your sheep and your cattle." Not believing him, the dog bared his teeth. But the bear, he only spoke further. "Little dog, there are wolves in the mountains whom your friends should be fearful of, not I. They are the ones who threaten your livestock, and it is only by my presence here that they are kept away out of a fear of me. I did not mean to frighten anyone, and I come nowhere near your village for fear of your rifles. I am only here to gather berries that grow on the mountainside as I prepare for my long hibernation." The dog looked at the bear before lowering his head. Seeing that he had made a mistake in wrongly accusing him, the dog apologized. The bear accepted the dog's apology before asking if he was free to leave. The old dog thought for a moment, and then he agreed. He would tell the hunters that he lost the scent, and the bear would continue to silently keep the wolves in the mountains in order to protect the village as the dog did. They both agreed to part ways, yet in that moment the hunters saw the dog letting the bear go. Well, the bear ran into the forest, and his trail was lost immediately. The hunters were outraged over the dog's betrayal, and agreed that this dog was of no use to the hunt any longer. Despite his age, despite his veterancy, in that moment, one of the hunters stepped forward and shot the dog that refused to track his friend, the bear. The hunters returned home, and the dog was left to die in the forest.
That wasn't exactly what I was expecting.
Oh, don't worry, sister. The gunshot does not kill him.
So that's your entire story thus far. What will happen next?
Well, isn't it obvious? The dog will limp his way back to the village.
Why would the dog willingly go back to his village after the hunters there all agreed to have him shot?
Why? Dear sister, it is because he is loyal to his home, for he loves it, and he protects it. He returned for he loved the people of his village, and even those men who had harmed him. But, most importantly, that old dog had a story to tell to those who would listen.